At the age of 13 and 14, I was making more money than my teachers combined.
And he's just lost a few months of his life doing nothing. That's why I don't drink, that's why I don't smoke, because I want to stay out of the competition. And I feel like that's such a waste of time.
When it comes to personal branding, I want to define how it actually works and what makes a video go viral.
In fact, all of it is almost in the way you yourself present yourself. Do you make eye contact? Do you have a firm handshake? Your facial expressions, the way you sit, that's what shows your confidence. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today with my amazing business partner, Etele. Etele, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and thanks for asking. So, would you like to tell the viewers here a few more things about what you do, how you got started, and what business you are in? Because I know that not a lot of people are familiar with the business that you do and how much potential it actually has.
Absolutely. And right before I jump into that, because I know all the viewers out there are very interested in that, I just want to quickly say what we're doing here in the first place.
Yeah.
I met Etele not too long ago. I sent him a DM on Instagram and we told ourselves like, hey, you know, we have so much potential. We're both very young. I'm 16. You're like 14, right?
15.
15. You're 15. I'm 16. We're both very young and we're already making it out here. And that's one reason. And there's only one reason for that. And that reason is that we're putting in the work.
Absolutely.
Now, we've decided to name this podcast Young Money.
Yes.
I think it was his idea originally, and I think it's amazing. Now, let me tell you a bit about myself. Obviously, I'm 16, and I saw an opportunity when I was coming home from, a normal basketball training. I grew up a pretty exciting but normal life, and I didn't even know I'm much of an entrepreneur back then. And then all of a sudden, I played this game on Roblox, right? And I realized, I wanted to see this amazing new update on this favorite game back then. This is 12-year-old me, right? And I go home and I see nobody had posted a YouTube video on this really fun Roblox game. And I saw like, why? Why is that? Why do you think that's happening? Why would somebody like this YouTuber miss out on this amazing opportunity to make money and get all these viewers? Because everyone wants to watch this update. And so I went home and I saw that gap. I saw a shortage in supply. And so just like that, very quickly, I told myself, okay, you know what? Let's fill that gap. And so I went home and I made this pretty bad video on Roblox about this game, about this update. And ever since then, we've amassed, I think, 70, 80 million views on YouTube, right? And that's because I saw a gap in the market and I learned to fill it. And that's gone from just YouTube and TikTok to now a huge game on Roblox with hundreds of millions of visits. That's a lot of money, right? That's Absolutely. a lot of impact. And I know you've done something along the lines of that too, with millions and millions and millions of viewers and success. So would you like to share your successful aspects or millionaire triumphs or all of that?
It's interesting because we actually started in a similar matter because we both played basketball, and that is something that most entrepreneurs have in common. And while I was doing that, I saw a gap in YouTube. Everyone was doing team pages. I was 12 and I didn't really know what else to do because you can't do a lot of businesses at 12. You're technically a child. And I saw that I have an opportunity there because everyone was so focused on TikTok and maybe even Instagram, and they forgot about YouTube Shorts, and I was like, why wouldn't I go into YouTube Shorts? And I literally became the #1 YouTube Shorts team page within a year from zero.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of struggles with that, but after 9 months, I finally went viral with that. And that is how I got into social media and building brands. And that's what I do now. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's really fascinating, truly, because if you think about all the things that we're doing and the age that we're doing it at, I mean, look at where we are. We're in this amazing studio with 5 cameras and these cool lights, with our nice watches, talking about how we got here. And there's this question that I've seen all over Instagram, TikTok, are you successful? Right? It's a very short question, and a lot of people have asked me, do you feel like you're successful regardless of your age or where you are? What do you think?
Yes, I am.
You're successful. Well, I mean, that's amazing. I agree so too. I think I'm successful too. You were both very successful. But what's the way from here on out, right? Like, how do we go from where we are right now to the next stage? What is the next stage? What do you think?
I mean, like, there is always more money to make. There is always space for improvement, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we are already at the point where we know what we want to do. We just actually need to do that.
To execute.
And we need to just scale higher. I don't think that I'm going to switch business models for at least 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you? Because tell me more about the business that you do and how much money you are making with that, because not a lot of people would actually expect that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So obviously all over Instagram, all over TikTok, YouTube, there's all these business models going around, right? We see SMMA, you know, these TikTok pages, theme pages. It's boring. Everyone does it. Everybody. There's every single competitor in the world is doing it, and you need to figure out something that's different, right? Oh, Iman Gadzhi, Andrew Tate, all those people are telling you, you know, you got to try this and this or that or that. No, you got to be doing what they're doing. I don't see Andrew Tate drop shipping, right? You need to find out something that none of the competition is doing, and then you're going to succeed. And that's why most people, when I tell them what I do, get so like flabbergasted, right? I do Roblox. I made a lot of money from Roblox. Yeah, the little game that you played when you were 8 or 10 or 12, that's the game I make money from. How? You see, on Roblox, we have millions and millions and millions of people playing, right?
Yeah.
You've probably played at some point. I played.
Yeah.
Everyone's played Roblox, right? So a lot of people ask me, how do you make money off of Roblox? Well, every single game on Roblox, because Roblox is a platform that provides games. Every single game on Roblox is made by a creator, just like me or you or anyone else, right? And so when you go in and you provide that game to its millions of users, you can then sell in-game products to make money. And you get commissions, you get a percentage of the money. That's how you make money. You're supplying for millions of people, which is literally demand and supply. It's how you make money in anywhere in the world. It's just a market that I found that lacks a lot of competition. There's no competition, and so you can monopolize that market and make a lot of money, just like you did with your theme pages not too long ago.
I feel like every teenager or like business owner is the same way, because first everyone is just consuming things, but you need to become the creator. Like, you need to be the person who supplies the market. And if you can make that change, if you can like do that one step, then you are going to be good to go.
Yeah, I agree. If you know how you can go from like place A to place B, whether it be from being somebody that doesn't really know how to start and get into entrepreneurship to then breaking through into entrepreneurship, that's what you need to know. You need to know how to execute. There's thousands of videos out there of people teaching you every business model, how to do A, how to do B. But that doesn't really matter if you can't execute on it, right? You need to be able to know how to go from A to B. And once you do, you need to actually do it. You can't just watch videos over and over on how to do it if you don't actually end up going out there and spending the time, putting in the work, pulling the all-nighter to get that done.
Absolutely, yes. Yes. So what a lot of people misunderstand about this is that they think that the business model matters more than them, which is completely false.
Absolutely false.
Because no matter what business model you start, if you don't put in the work and if you don't take the necessary steps, then you are going to fail. And you can't blame the business model, because even me and you, like I started 3 different businesses before Team Pages, and I failed all of them just because I quit. Like I didn't keep going no matter how big the failure was.
Yeah. I think that also links itself well to another thing that a lot of people talk about. Is like, is school a waste of time, right?
Yeah.
Is the school the matrix, right? Like, we've all heard of that, especially in this niche of entrepreneurship, where a lot of like role models for younger kids are saying, you know, the school's the matrix. You go to school and they teach you, they indoctrinate you, they brainwash you into living a life of 9 to 5s and working boring jobs that you hate and you don't care about. And quite frankly, there's a lot of truth to that. but I also think it's very, very wrong, right? That's not how this world works, where you go to school and that's the matrix and you're being brainwashed and you don't do anything. Because the school teaches you how to succeed. It teaches you how to be better than the rest. If you learn how to be better than the rest, then that's the step you need to then take on and learn to be able to then use in the future, right? And it links well to something we were talking about earlier today, where if you were to, let's say, you own a business, right? You have a startup, just like we do. We're young entrepreneurs. You have a startup. What do you think they're going to prefer to see? You have a startup and you would go and you have, let's say, a company that represents something. And the company and the startup is owned by Louis, the school dropout. Are you going to invest in me? No, you won't.
Probably not.
But are you going to invest in me if it's the company is from Louis, Stanford dropout? Or Louis graduated from Harvard? The difference is huge, right? That's how Elon Musk, right? That's how Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, he went to Harvard. All those people, those successful billionaires have went to those amazing universities. They had amazing grades. Whether or not they used their knowledge from those schools, it doesn't matter. They can prove to their investors that they are successful.
And do you think it's worth to go to a normal uni if it's not one of the best ones? Because then you don't get that like respect, and and it's not going to help you that much. Do you think it's still worth it, or is it not?
I mean, at the end of the day, you're going for the credibility. When you go to an amazing school, you get the name of the school. It's behind your back. It's gonna be your name tag. I'm Louis, and I went to Harvard, right? But if you don't, and you go to this random university, you lose. You don't get no credibility, but you lose 4 years of your life, right?
Yeah.
For a master's or an undergrad of something that doesn't really matter. Sure, I learned marketing. Is that gonna help you that much? No. Let's say you want to get into consulting. It's a very high-paying job, right?
Yeah.
And with helping businesses. When you do that, you're not going to gain as much opportunity to be successful if you don't have an amazing name of a university. I mean, what is your opinion? I know you've had some interesting stories at school.
Yeah, it's actually fine that we talk about that because I kind of dropped out of middle school and now I go to a private school. And the good thing about that is that I can customize that for myself. If I want to graduate in 2 years, then I can do that. And I could finish high school within 2 years. I don't have to wait 4. And then I'm going to waste less time. I don't have to go into school and listen to all the bullshit teachers there who I don't care about. At the age of 13 and 14, I was making more money than my teachers combined.
Yeah.
And I was looking at them yapping about some bullshit about finance, that you need to start investing into this and that. And I was looking at them and thinking yeah, but what did you do?
Yeah.
What qualifies you to actually talk about this? Because yes, you read a book about it. Yeah. But then I could listen to a random 12-year-old who read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Right, exactly. You can't
it's the same thing.
It's as if you're getting taught by someone that can't do it themselves. If you're going to be sitting in school and teaching me about how to make money when you yourself are struggling to make money, then that's something to really think about. I do think teachers have a lot of knowledge to share with you, but regarding how to make money, which is our goals as these young entrepreneurs, how much are we going to really be able to take away from teachers that obviously haven't achieved much themselves?
Close to nothing.
Specifically with something like that. But I mean, what do you think about overall just going to school? Is it a waste of time then in that case?
There are good and there are bad things about school. I'm not going to say that it's a waste of time because yes, there are things that you can learn. Yes, you can have some nice memories. I don't regret going to school at all. I enjoyed it a lot. So I wouldn't say that it's a waste of time. I would say that you shouldn't depend on it and you shouldn't just accept and trust everything that your teacher is saying because they are getting paid to say that, even though what they think might be different.
would you feel that having a mentor, a good
Yeah.
mentor, would be a better alternative to going to school and looking for teachers or somebody to offer education in finance, for example?
Absolutely, yes. But what do you think about that? Like, do you think that having an online mentor who you paid for, or having someone who you met in real life, would be better, and why?
I feel like a mentor is someone that's definitely going to be good for you because he gives you the road, right? He tells you how to succeed in life. But there's millions of mentors out there, and you need
Yeah.
to be able to pick the one that's right for you because every single person has a different personality. Maybe if you find yourself a mentor that's introverted and fails to use the same advantages that you have, right? One of my strengths is I can talk. I can
Yeah.
talk, I can sell, right? And if my mentor has another strength of that's more programming based and less people based, then that's not the right mentor for me, right? I have an amazing mentor as my father. He's taught me everything that I know. And I know that he's a good match for me because he has the same expertise and gifts that I do. Now, whether or not it's worth paying for, yes, absolutely, you should get a mentor. If you have the money for it, then you should do it. If not, you need to find the money and get that mentor because that mentor will give you not only the road, but everything you need, your vehicle, your water, your gas tank, to get through that road and to your final achievement, your final goal. You can't really get anywhere if you don't know how you're going to get there. So from point A to B, just as we talked, and if you don't know how to get there and you don't have the vehicle in which you can get there, you're lacking a lot, right? So that mentor is going to give it all to you.
Let me change topics here. The first time when we did a meetup in Cologne, Germany,
Yeah.
we talked about how entrepreneurs usually have a connection with basketball.
Right.
Could you tell me more about that? Because that was your thought process.
Right. So this is one of my interesting, like a hypothesis that I have, right? I feel like if you play basketball, you're more likely to be an entrepreneur. And I know that a lot of people have given like a weird smile on that and they don't really understand what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
I have some logic, right? In most sports, in a lot of like team sports, football, handball, a lot of these sports, you have a lot of people on the pitch, right? Or a lot of people on the court. In basketball, your team, let's say of 12 people on the bench, you can only take 5 out, right? You have 5 people on the court, and out of these 5, about 3 of them will really be doing most of the gameplay and ball handling and shooting. So if you want to stand out and you don't want to sit and warm the bench and not like actually have the fun and joy of sitting there and playing basketball, you need to be one of the best.
Yeah.
Top 3 out of 15, 20, right? A basketball team of 20, only 12 go, and then 3 play most of the time out of the 5. And if you start having that mindset, right, of, okay, I play basketball, now I need to either put in the work,
Yeah.
get better, become the best, and actually get to play, or I don't put in the work and I sit and warm the bench. And this is where you start to differentiate on whether you are someone that's successful and wants to stand out and be better than the rest, or if you're not going to be better than the rest, you're not going to stand out and you're going to end up sitting on the bench. Just like then later on, they'll end up sitting in an office and working some random job. If you want to be the best, you're also going to become the best entrepreneur. You're going to become the best at everything. Would you agree or do you not?
Absolutely, yes. Even I played basketball for like 2 years,
That's
and
amazing.
now I'm considering to actually start that again because now I'm making a pretty good amount of money
Yeah.
compared to my age, and I miss the fun and I miss all of the jokes that we like had there. And I think that that competitive mindset that you can get through a sport, it doesn't have to be specifically basketball.
Yeah.
because if you're that type of person, then you can get the same mindset through almost any sport. And I think that is why playing a sport or like playing basketball will help you to like scale your business or like make more money.
It gives you that mindset.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It teaches you how to become the best. I mean, speaking of that, like, what do you think, Tate, of like having the opportunity to actually fight competitively, like martial arts, kickbox, Muay Thai? I know we've both had some experience in that. Do you think that's changed the way you handle yourself, your confidence, your ability to go out and be confident and actually, as we already talked, be better than your competition?
Yeah. I think that playing just one martial art like boxing, yes, that is nice. But what I like to do even more is to learn more about other martial arts as well. For example, like wrestling,
Right. Yeah.
Muay Thai, because then people know that you do boxing. But if you do like a spinning elbow,
Yeah.
that is unexpected, and I'm not saying that you should get into street fights
Yeah.
because you can die pretty easily, and there are people who have nothing to lose. So if they stab you, nothing will change in their lives, but that is the end for you, and that correlates back into everyone has one chance here. Like no one is going to live two times. And how do you think people should spend that one life of theirs? Because a lot of people look at this and think that they should go to parties and that they should enjoy it. And a lot of different people think the opposite, and they think that they should get the best results and that they should become more successful. What do you think about that?
I mean, let's look at it logically, right? Let's make an analysis, okay?
Yeah.
You drink, what happens? You're losing time, you're losing money. You smoke, you're losing brain cells, you're losing health, you're losing money.
Yeah.
Any of these activities, you're partying, you're losing money, you're wasting time. When you drink, you party, you smoke, you're wasting your time, you're losing your money, and the opportunity cost that you have for sitting there and wasting your time and not achieving anything. If you spend that time learning, building, then you're gonna slowly have an empire that you've built throughout time. While somebody else sits in parties, you sit at home and work. Add that up for 365 days, now you have a business, and he's just lost a few months of his life doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't drink, that's why I don't smoke, because I want to stay out of the competition. And I feel like that's such a waste of time. Yes, maybe people might have more fun doing that. But for me, personally, the best form of gratification is being successful, right?
Yeah.
I like being successful. I like having expensive watch on. That's what makes me successful. And that's what makes me have fun in this life.
Yeah.
If somebody prefers to have fun by doing absolutely nothing, right, and partying, and that's your form of fun, then that's what they can do.
Yeah.
That's just less competition for us.
And you think that having people like that around you, for example, I have a friend in Australia, his name is Liam, and he's a few months older than me,
Right.
but he's already making like around 50K a month, and that is insane, like a mindset boost for me,
Right.
because he sends me a screenshot at like 10 p.m. for me, which is like 3 a.m. for him, and I see that he's up at 3 a.m. working, and I can't sleep. Like I literally can't go to bed and think that I'm going to rest now.
Exactly.
Like
Absolutely.
like my mind doesn't allow me. Like I wouldn't be able to go to sleep for hours. So I just work. And I think that if you find a person like that, if you can find someone like that, then it's going to change your life. And how do you think that you can become a person like that who could like find other like people like that? I'm not really sure if I phrased that
No,
question
absolutely,
right.
no worries. I got what you're saying. And before I answer that question, how you can
Yeah.
find someone that you can really trust, I'm a strong believer, right, of two things in this life. I believe in manifestation, and I believe that if you surround yourself by 4 people, you will become the 5th copy and version of those 4 people, right? I surround myself with five losers, I'll become the 5th. I surround myself
Yeah.
with 5 smokers, I become the 5th. I surround myself with 5 successful, like-minded entrepreneurs, 5 millionaires, I'll become the 6th, right?
Yeah.
And so if we consider that and take that into perspective, you should be surrounding yourself with the people that you aspire to be like. That's the one-to-one conclusion of what you should be doing. And if you want to find those people, then the best way to find them is in places where they would probably be, right? So
Yeah.
I doubt I'd find someone like you at a party, right?
Yeah.
Or I doubt I'd find you somewhere in a bar, at a bar drinking, and like wasting your time because you're a like-minded entrepreneur that wants to spend your time building and creating and becoming better and self-improvement. And so that's where I'll probably find you in the gym. This morning we went to the gym because that's what we do, right? We use our time correctly in a valuable and successful way because that's how we build and become better and improve. And that's the one-to-one summary of self-improvement, right? What do you think?
A lot of people are in positions and in cities where they can't just go to a gym and find a person like me and you who are running a business at a pretty young age. And in that case, do you think that they should use social media or build a personal brand, or what do you think would be the right step for them?
A personal brand is like a sword. It's a sword that you have that's gonna be able to guide you through a lot of problems in life and slash through many of your concerns because it gives you connections, it gives you credibility. You go to a restaurant, you say, you know, I'm a pretty well-known person and I'm looking to get a reservation. You're gonna get that table because now they want your clientele, right?
Yeah.
You have 150,000 followers. That's 150,000 possible customers, right? So that's 150,000 leads. So a personal brand is an amazing weapon and you need to have it and you should be starting to build it at a very, very young age, just like yourself. Well done.
Absolutely. Yesterday I was at a restaurant and it's crazy how differently people treat you when they know that you are popular or when they know that you have a business, because then people actually care about what you have to say. And if you say that, don't go to this place because they are going to treat you badly, then people are just not going to go there.
Right. It gives you that credibility. As I said, it makes you, it almost makes you powerful, right? It gives you, it pushes you up in class and in importance wherever you are in whatever establishment. It's amazing. It's very, very important. You should definitely have a personal brand.
And a lot of people, a lot of successful people have like an aha like moment. And when was that moment for you, and how was your experience with that?
I mean, let me actually Uno card this question back to you. I want to hear your opinion first, because mine's a bit of a funny story. And I wonder what yours is.
Mine isn't that funny. It was more like a decision that I repeated again.
Right.
And I had a thought that I'm either going to make this happen or I would rather die.
Right.
So I wouldn't live any other life. I wouldn't live working a normal job. Like, I wouldn't be able to live like that. So my only option is to become successful and have a business and like travel the world. So there was no plan B for me. Like, my plan B was plan A.
Right.
Like, it didn't exist. And that was that moment for me. And could you tell me that funny story, because I think that would fit in here nicely.
So I was 15, right?
Yeah.
This was just a year ago, and I was sitting at this hotel with a friend, and it was like probably 1 a.m. We were about to fall asleep. And he's like, you know, we're 15 now. It feels like we were 12 just yesterday, and we were wondering, like, life's going by really fast. Soon we're gonna be adults, and it kind of sucks. It's always a sad thought to have. Your life's running out. And I told myself, how could I make this life feel worthy for me? How could I feel good in this life? I feel good that I'm growing and becoming older. And immediately, almost in my head, I felt like I like being better.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of, maybe it's a bit arrogant. Maybe it sounds like I have an ego. Maybe that's why I said it's a bit funny, because it does almost sound a bit ironic, but that's kind of what fulfills me. I like being and improving and being better than everyone else around me, because that's what fulfills me. And so when I can put in this time to improve and be able to teach others and sit here in this podcast with this microphone in front of me and actually be able to tell our viewers, you know, this is how I did it, right? This is what fulfills me. And that's why I'm here and I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you and we're making so much happen, is because I like to make things happen. I like to have an impact. And that was my aha moment. Like, okay, I'm growing older. My life's running by, but I found what I like to do. And I found out that I like to be successful. And that was my aha moment. I love it. I love being successful. And I'm going to do everything that I can to be successful, just like you will do everything or else you die, right? You either succeed or you die. And if you have that yes or no moment, you can achieve anything. You know, I heard this funny story. Have you ever heard of, if I gave you 1 year, right? If I give you 1 year exactly to make $1 million, and if you do it, I'll give you $100. What is the probability you succeed?
But that doesn't matter because I'm going to have $1 million.
Let's just say, yeah, that's true. But let's just say you still want those $100. Obviously, we're entrepreneurs. We want to make money. What's the success rate? What would you say? Percentage rise from 0 to 100. What's the chance you make $1 million? Let's make it 10 million actually.
10%.
10%. Right now, I want you to tell me, answer that same exact question, right? $10 million. What is the chance you make it 0 to 100? And if you fail to make it in 365 days, you and your whole family will die.
100.
100. Right? Because what changed? There's only one thing that changed.
Mindset.
Your mindset went from, I should do it because I get a reward, to I must do it because otherwise
everyone dies.
Right? That's what changed. So everyone can actually achieve anything they put their mindset to if you actually truly go 100% into it.
A lot of people say that they gave it their best, and there is a saying that even if you lose but you gave it your best, you don't have to worry about it.
You can't lose if you gave it your best.
Well, that is fucked up, because if you actually gave it your best, you would not have lost.
You can't lose. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't lose. If you gave it your best, you can't lose.
You will win.
You will win. You can't lose.
Absolutely. And I wanted to ask you something here. It's kind of, it relates to confidence. And how do you think that entrepreneurs can build their confidence? Because that is a really important thing. Like if you are confident, people can see that, and you don't have to be really good looking.
Right.
Because if people can see that you have trust in yourself, that is going to be more attractive.
Right, absolutely. No, I think that whether your confidence in the way you almost present yourself isn't based on how tall you are, or whether you're good looking, or whether you have a tan at that point, or how expensive your watch is. I think a lot of it, in fact, all of it is almost in the way you yourself present yourself. Do you make eye contact? Yeah. What is your posture like? Do you have a firm handshake? Your facial expressions, the way you possess, the way the way you sit, all these things matter, and they show the way you speak as well, right? My tonality, the way I'm moving my hands around, the way sometimes I whisper, and sometimes I talk to you very loudly. Exactly, that flow that you have, that's what shows your confidence. If you go in and you're monotone, right, and you like trying to make yourself as small as you can, and you turn around when you close the door, then you lose that confidence, right?
Yeah.
And the second people don't see you're confident, what do you think is going to change for you as an entrepreneur, or someone that wants to do business, when you have somebody that lacks confidence and wants to do business with you?
They are not going to respect you that much, because they can see that you don't even respect yourself. So why would they respect you when you don't even have that for yourself?
Yeah.
And what is the importance for that? What I'm asking here is that how do you think people can actually improve their confidence? Like, what are some tips for that? Sorry for interrupting you, but do you think that is just like you are born with it, or is it something that you build?
Right. So I don't think you're born confident, right? But there's a lot of attributes when you come into this world that can increase your confidence, right? If you have successful parents, you're probably going to be more confident, right? So, and I'm going to actually direct this question right back to you after I say my opinion. But, excuse me, I think that your confidence is based solely off of, and like the way you can build it is a lot off of, as a man, the way you look, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether you have blue eyes or black eyes, but things that you can change, such as your physique, matter a lot, right? You're always going to be more confident as an 85 kilogram man instead of a 60 kilogram boy, right? So being able to gain weight, being able to also grow, you should be sleeping as long as you need to be able to grow, because you grow till 21, right? And if you could put on an extra inch or two in height, then that's going to be something that's going to definitely make you more and more confident. So confidence is something you build not only by learning how to speak and have one real good firm handshake. It's also about the way you can actually almost change the way you look to be more confident. But what do you think?
I think that it relates to people's actions and their thoughts. Because if someone decides that tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and go on a 10 on a run,
right,
and then hit the gym. And if you actually do that, then you are going to be more confident because you did what. Then you are going to be more confident because you did what you said you would do.
You stuck to it.
Yeah, and if you didn't do that, then your confidence will not boost, and it will actually be the opposite. Because if you repeat that again, then your confidence will be reduced.
Right, I absolutely agree. And I mean, we were talking about this yesterday, and we talked about how successful people, right?
Yeah.
I asked you, I started this podcast off with, do you think you're successful, right?
Yeah.
And you told me yes. And that begs the question, are successful people born successful? Are they meant to be successful in life? Or do you become successful based on the decisions you make? Do you build that success, or are you born with it? What do you think?
I think there are hacks that can help you, for example, your height or maybe how you look. But when it comes down to it, I think that successful people are made, and I think that no matter if you are poor, rich, both of those types of people are made, but only the successful will actually admit that, because the poor will look for excuses that I wasn't able to make money and work because I had to go to school, or because I had to spend 9 hours there. But I did that, like you did the exact same.
I still go to school and
we still go to the gym, we still work, and we even find time to like go out with friends and play basketball or like do sports and do the fun stuff as well. This actually connects with managing your time. How do you think people can manage their time more effectively, and how do you do that?
Right, so I'm gonna just quickly show you how most people manage their time, right?
Yeah.
They'll go into Instagram, right? And this is what most people would be doing. They'll sit on Instagram and they'll scroll and they'll scroll and they'll scroll and they'll scroll and they'll scroll, and this is how they manage their time.
Yeah.
That's what most people do. That's the reality for almost every person in this world. They sit at home and they scroll, and that's how they watch their life slowly trickle away from them and disappear. What do we do differently? Right? I try to scroll as little as I can, because I know that every second I scroll, every reel, every Instagram reel and like short or TikTok, that's 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes that I've wasted that I could have spent reading, learning, getting better. And honestly, usually people say there's no hack to like being able to manage your time. There's no hack or way to suddenly have way more time to be able to go to the gym and get perfect grades and all that. But that's wrong. If you stop wasting your time on your phone scrolling, you're going to have so much more time. It's genuinely unbelievable. So that's my advice for everyone watching, and for you if you have problems with managing time, although I'm pretty sure you're doing it good for yourself.
Yeah.
If you stop like doom scrolling, you will have a change in the way that you succeed in life and everything you put your mind to. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. For example, I was talking with a girl like a week ago, and she mentioned something interesting. Like she was yapping that she can only spend 2 hours a day on her phone now because she doesn't have time for it. And I was listening, and like 2 hours a day, and
that's a lot.
And that is considered a low amount for you. And she was like, like what do you mean? And it was so weird for me that like I was listening to her, and she usually spends like 6 hours a day on her phone,
which is so much.
And then she is complaining to me that she doesn't have enough time. and like, can't you see why? Like, can't you see the problem there?
Right.
Like, it's so simple, like it's not complicated, but a lot of people still don't recognize it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's a huge problem, and the sooner we get it out of the way, and you can like start to invest that wasted time into things that you truly believe in, that you want to improve in, the sooner you're gonna start succeeding in life more and more and faster and faster.
Yeah.
Right? It's as simple as that.
I feel like a lot of teenagers misunderstand what we say now, and they think that they have to delete their socials and that they have to like go 200% in,
Right.
and like go from zero to like level 100, when that is actually not true.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to go from 0 to like 100 in just one day, because people spend years doing that. And you can take your time, you can go, I would say, slowly, but still like try to give it your best.
Right, yeah. And if you do want to go 0 to 100, because it doesn't mean that you can't, right?
Yeah.
He's saying it's a more sustainable way. But if you do want to go 0 to 100, then deleting the apps is a good way to go.
Yeah.
Right? It's a
Yeah,
good
of
way to
course.
go, because it's going to genuinely force you to then, if you do want to go back to doom scrolling and you do want to go back to wasting your time, you have to consciously go into the app store and then tell yourself, okay, wow, I failed, and get those apps back. Yeah.
I think that the easiest tactic to become successful is to make it so hard to lose that it becomes easy to win. I heard this from multiple business owners, like for example Luke Bamar, and it's 100% true. Let me give you a simple example here. If you want to remove junk food from your life, then the easiest way to do that is to just remove all the junk food from your home. Because if you don't have that option, and you would have to go into a store just so you can buy some chips, then you wouldn't want to do that, because it's not worth the effort. Like you would have to spend another 15 minutes just walking. And yeah.
No, I think it's a very beautiful quote. Very well said. I absolutely agree. I mean, what is your opinion on these obviously successful entrepreneurs that have inspired millions of people? Andrew Tate, Luke Belmar, these big names, Jordan Welch. What do you think these names represent, and what do you think they mean for a lot of young entrepreneurs like us that, just like our podcast wants to say, young money, are trying to make some money at a very young age?
They are nice role models. However, I wouldn't just accept everything that they say, because it's still good to do your own research, and it's still good to build yourself up personally and not just copy them, because you should be yourself. Like, you shouldn't try to be Andrew Tate, you shouldn't try to be Luke Bamar. You should be yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like, yes, you can learn from them. Yes, you can take their advice, but keep doing what you love to do. Like, don't become a completely different person just because a random dude on social media said so.
Right. And speaking of Andrew Tate, I want to just quickly say that guy's changed so many lives.
Yeah.
He's so stupid for the way he changed his like, the way he decided to be very almost I'm trying to find the word for it, but he tried to target many audiences that therefore resulted in a lot of hate towards him, and he deserved that hate, but he shouldn't have gotten that hate to himself in the first place, because Andrew Tate has done a lot of good for a lot of people, but he's also resulted in a lot of hate among a lot of people, and that's only because of some very specific niche things he said, which had he not said, right, he would have not only changed a lot of people's lives for the better, but he would have also saved himself from a lot of hate, right? So if he hadn't said all those almost targeted things towards women or towards specific people, right? I think he called Speed a monkey once, right? Those things.
Yeah, but
I think they're funny, but I don't
but
think.
I mean, like, that is funny.
Right. He's doing it. He's doing it to rage bait. He's trying to do it. He's
Yeah.
doing it to get his name out there, and it's worked very, very well, right?
Yeah.
And you see those podcasts and videos of people saying they just like a random woman would hear Andrew Tate, and he say, "Oh, he's a misogynist," right?
Yeah.
She hasn't really learned about him, and it's a perfect example of how Andrew Tate's like whole plan, marketing plan to really become extremely viral has worked so successfully to an extent where people that would have been in his target audience, like for example a lot of older aged women, would now know about him because they'll know that he's this terrible person. Now whether or not he's this terrible person, we don't know, right? For me, he's been somebody that's been beneficial because he's shown me a lot of successful business models. I know he's inspired a lot of people. I'm pretty sure he's inspired you to a certain extent, right? He's a very, very inspiring in the niche of people that want to make money at a young age. But at the same time, had he not said some of the like more criticizable things, maybe he would have saved himself from a lot of unnecessary hate. But maybe he said that on purpose. That's one of my hypotheses, right? He said it to get himself all that attention that he otherwise wouldn't have gotten, since the people that would give him that attention are people that otherwise wouldn't have really watched him. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely, yes. Like, this was actually confirmed in the real world. Maybe it was not intentional. We can't really be sure about that. But I personally think that he intentionally said that to like get more attention.
Yeah, really.
Because if you say something controversial, then first of all it's going to get more attention,
right?
Because a lot of people are going to hate on that. You are going to get more people engaging with the video, and if you say something funny as well, for example about Speed, then Speed is already popular, and he got a lot of attention, and what a lot of people don't notice is that he's making money from that. Like, he's getting so freaking rich by saying those things that it's crazy.
Yeah.
He made millions of dollars just by saying that women can't drive,
right, through his personal brand.
And no matter if that is true or not, that is not what I'm trying to talk about here. I'm saying that he made millions by saying that, and if someone would get an opportunity to say that on like social media and to get millions of dollars,
right,
for that, then 95% of people would take that.
Right, Andrew Tate, everything he says, I feel like he's saying on purpose. He doesn't maybe mean the controversial things he says about women, but when he does say them, what's the result, right? Hundreds of millions of women are giving him attention and saying, "Oh, Andrew Tate is a misogynist." What are they doing? They're searching his name up, they're watching his videos, they're disliking the videos on Instagram, and all of that is making him money because it's bringing him views, and views always convert into money. It's as simple as that.
Let me change topics here. One really funny thing about business owners and like people like me and you is that we want to travel, we want to live a better life, and we want to quit the 9 to 5s. But people who work a 9 to 5, they work in like they work in this position for 9 to 5. And entrepreneurs do that 24/7.
They do it for 24 hours. They do it 3 times longer. Absolutely, I agree.
So I don't think that being an entrepreneur to running a business is definitely a great choice for people who don't enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy like the competition,
right,
then you wouldn't fit in.
I feel like although entrepreneurs work 24 hours, 24/7, they put in a lot more time than somebody who'd work a 9 to 5, for example. That's very ambiguous. It changes, right? So maybe, let's say you're starting a clothing brand, right? Louis, and that's something I've started now. Initially, it takes a lot of time, right? You're spending hours upon hours building the website, making connections. But then a few months down the road, those connections are already made, the website's done, you're done, you're ready. So now the amount of time that you have to put in is a lot less than the original 12 or a lot less than the 8 that you would have otherwise worked. Now maybe you're working 2 hours a day. So eventually it's always going to balance out. I feel like a work-life balance, if that's something that's important for you as an entrepreneur or as somebody that works a 9 to 5, you can always find that work-life balance, because that's how we are designed as human. We don't want to work 24/7 if we don't have to work 24/7 if we don't want to, right? And that's a really important thing. What do you think about overall just not only how we as people would spend that time and try making work-life balance, how does that connect to YouTube and social media and the way we spend our free time on social media? We already talked about time management. What about the algorithms and how they're trying to indoctrinate us into spending as much time as possible on those platforms?
I think that a lot of people misunderstand like social media and how the algorithm works.
Right.
Because they think that if you use these hashtags, or if you use this description, or if you use this style of video, then you are going to go viral.
Right.
When that is not true. Like how it works is that if you can get people to spend more time on that specific platform, then your video is going to go viral, because we need to look at what the algorithm wants. It wants to get the users to spend more time on the platform, because it's
Exactly.
they say that it's free. Now it's not free, because they make money with your time. They make money by showing you ads, and they make even more money by you paying them to not show you ads.
Right, exactly. They want to keep you on the platform for as long as possible. Every extra minute that you're scrolling away, as I showed earlier, they're making money. So the longer you can keep them on your videos and on the platform, the more the algorithm is going to push your videos. Now, speaking of that, excuse me, there's something that I found very interesting. I mean, we've all seen it. 2025, new year, new me. You know, everyone's excited. Hitting the gym January 1st. The gym's full. Everyone's like putting in the work, and like they all want to get ripped and get the six pack and all that. What's your opinion on that? Because I personally, I feel like it's a whole lot of
bullshit.
Exactly. There you go.
It's funny because people like that kind of disappeared now, and they are waiting for 2026.
Right, they're already waiting for the next year. It's been enough.
And personally, for me, it doesn't matter if it's 2024 or like 2030. Right. I'm still going to put in the work, regardless of the month being January or June.
Right, exactly.
Like it doesn't matter for me. And I think that if you can get a mindset like that, then it's not going to affect you. Like it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Back to 2025. What are your goals and plans for like this year?
I mean, most of my goals and plans for this year are going to be numbers wise, right? I obviously want to get I want to reach up to like 1 million visits on my Roblox game. I'm looking to reach 100,000 subscribers on my other new YouTube channel. We're currently at 55,000. We're looking to increase viewership and just overall like numbers like on all my platforms. But regardless of those numbers, we have other goals, right? So that's something that I find very important. Resolutions. Your New Year's resolutions shouldn't just be specific numbers. They should be goals that you should be trying to achieve for yourself, right? For example, a lot of people say, I want to travel more. That's an amazing goal. Or maybe I want to start something new, something that's going to fulfill me, a new business perhaps. One of these was for me was to actually meet a lot of people and travel a lot of the world through this podcast and the opportunity that it arises and it gives us to. We've already like gone to quite a lot of cool stuff, and I am sure that we're going to be able to go to, what are we thinking, Dubai, definitely Barcelona, Cape Town, all to record this podcast, because it's not just about recording a podcast, right? We're learning about other people, other entrepreneurs. We're about to meet with an amazing entrepreneur in just a few hours. We're also learning about each other. We get to travel the world. We get to bring out and give value to other people that watch these videos. It's an amazing opportunity for all of us. Absolutely.
When it comes to my goals, first of all, I want to make over 50K a month with my agency. We are talking USD. And I also want to put more focus into this podcast because one of my main goals was to travel more.
Yeah.
And now I can see that by having this podcast, I can travel a lot more and say that it's a business expense since we are recording this.
Right, exactly. I agree.
And I want to meet a lot of people, for example, like the Tate brothers. I would also want to get Luke Bamar on a podcast. And I would also want to get a lot of other business owners. We were talking about getting Neymar's son on a podcast. Yeah. That's going to be pretty hard, but we have interesting things coming here. Coming in this year.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I don't know what's happening with my voice, but I would definitely say that except for the amazing opportunities that this podcast are gonna open up for us, I just genuinely want to state how it should be a life lesson for everyone watching, right? It should be a life lesson for everyone watching that you can put in and spend time doing anything you want to in life, and it will pay off, and it will arrive. It will come with many opportunities that are very amazing, regardless of what you can do and who you are, because that's how life works, right? If you want to do something, if you want to achieve something, then you can. If you simply put in the time, you meet the people, and most importantly, you put in the work.
Yes. I think we should go more into a value-driven part here so we can help our viewers even more. I feel like a lot of people are just kind of starting out. And what are the main lessons or keys that you would tell them to become more successful faster?
Right, so there's this quote from my father, who's a very successful person, and he'd always tell me, I'm going to translate it, so it's not going to be one-to-one, but he basically always tell me that you have to be the best. It's literally just be the best. You have to be the best in whatever you do, and it might not be possible at all times, right? You can never just go into this new niche and this new competition and be the best. That's not how life works. It takes years and years of practice. There's always going to be someone that's better than you. But if you strive to truly be the best and truly achieve the maximum that you can in whatever you do in life, then that's going to change your success in everything. And we already talked about this a second ago. If you put in 100%, your results will be 100%. They'll be the maximum possible results that you can achieve, and that's very important. So be the best is the one-to-one quote that's led to my success in school, right? Getting straight A stars. That's only because I want to be the best. I want to get the best grades that I possibly could. And if I didn't have that mindset, it would be a very different scenario. What do you think?
I think that I definitely agree. That's the first thing. And I had something on my mind here that I was thinking about building a personal brand, and then I remembered the impact that I made in my small hometown. Like, yes, everyone knows me there now,
right.
And I don't necessarily like that, but still, there are now like over 20 new like teenagers who started their business,
who've been inspired by you.
Because of me, and multiple of them are making like over like 2 to 3K a month now, and it's such a great feeling that I helped this many people, and now they are going to be able to do the same. And we started like a new wave of like new business owners and people doing this. And I'm so grateful for being able to like do that.
I've always been very fascinated by the ability to impact people, to motivate them to take action. And with a business concept, with a business model like Roblox, right? When was the last time you heard somebody is making money from Roblox?
I only heard it from you.
Right? Nobody makes money from Roblox. It doesn't even make much sense. But if I show you the numbers that I have made from Roblox, I think I have like 600,000 Robux right now, just on a random account from a random game from the last like 2-3 weeks. That's all stemming from one thing, right? And it's that I found my market, and I've now inspired a lot of people to also go into that market. And so guess what? Yeah, there's going to be more competition. But when there's more people competing in a market, there's going to be better development. People are going to progress faster.
Yeah.
And the overall product that we're going to be able to provide will get better and better and better, because now when there's competition, there's innovation. When there's innovation, there's improvement. And when there's improvement, there's development.
Yeah.
So now people in this market are getting better and better, just like in your town city, where people are going to be more and more successful, getting more and more views, and getting bigger and bigger businesses. It's how life works. It's how anything in this world works, where we can inspire people, we can impact them, and that's going to be very good for not only us, but for the people around us.
Absolutely. I feel like we have a few entrepreneurs watching as well who are now making like over 10K to like even 50K a month. Do you think we should go more into helping them to like build their brands, or what do you think about that?
Right, so I'm not a personal brand master, right? That's more of your aspect. But I feel like I should definitely stretch the importance of a personal brand. It's going to definitely change everything in life, from the way you get treated to pretty much anything else in life. So it's very important. And if you want to like spread some knowledge on how that would work, then that's amazing, because personal brand is very important. While you do, I'm just going to quickly grab some water for us.
Sure. Could you bring like that blue thing for me too?
Yeah.
We are at 1 hour of recording.
1 hour?
Yes.
Whew.
I say we end in like 5 minutes. We made the conclusion.
We still have like 20 minutes to talk.
When is the person coming?
He's coming at 2:45.
So in half an hour.
Yeah.
Because my voice is killing me.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about
Talk about
personal branding, and then do you want to finish?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do the outro?
Yeah.
Okay. We do a sponsorship for these random drink brands, bro. It's fucked up. So, when it comes to personal branding, I want to define how it actually works, and what makes a video go viral, because as I said before, it's not about the hashtags, it's not about those kinds of things.
Description.
It's about getting people to watch your video.
Right.
And you don't have to do some weird stuff, for example, like speed, to actually get people to like watch you. You can just document your journey if your life is actually interesting, because if it's not, then why would people watch you?
Right.
And you can also educate people. You don't have to necessarily entertain them. However, you want to make your video watchable.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if that is like an actual word, but if not, then it's now. And what I mean by watchable is to, yes, you're educating people, yes, you're helping them with something, but you need to make your video kind of engaging. And you can do that by learning how to edit videos, by learning how to record better videos.
Learning how to like actually show what to show the audience, right? That's also
absolutely
important.
And you don't need a professional gear like we have here.
Yeah, you don't need
however,
these big
that is an insane boost. Like if you have the actual money for that, then you should get that. But if you don't, it's not an excuse. Like you can just use your phone.
Yeah. I'd say anything after an iPhone 11 is going to have more than enough quality and frames per second, and also just the overall audience, like the overall volume, the way it perceives.
Yeah.
It's more than enough.
Absolutely. And I'm working with clients who have over like 40K followers across like Instagram and TikTok, and we have helped them to like do that. And I'm looking for what I can actually say here, because I want to say the what and why instead of how. Do you think I could do a CTA for my brand to send our viewers some free sauce here? Okay. then if you DM me the word podcast, then I'm going to send you a special package that I'm only going to send from this video here. I'm not going to create like an Instagram reel about that. We are not going to have anything like that. I'm going to include the basics of branding. I'm
Right.
going to include how you can get started and why. And as a business owner, how it's going to actually skyrocket your business, and how it's going to change your entire life, because people can make an extra like 100k a month from that without doing that much work in. Because what we do, for example, is that we automate that process for them. They only have to record the videos and we take care of everything else. Like we even post the videos, we are going to give them a script, and we do all of that.
Right.
And the reason why we do that is because business owners have a low amount of time. And yes, we are delivering value to them. Yes, we do a really valuable service, but we need to save time for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what he has to offer, and like it's definitely sauce. It's very, very useful. I did some research. I read this on an amazing article about how a lot of these really huge names go viral, right? Because it's not about one video that will make this name go viral. Like I Show Speed, for example, or Luke Bimmer, Andrew Tate. These aren't people that had one very successful video and then all of a sudden they're very, very viral and everyone knows them and everyone sees their video. It's about the way they'd actually use this. I mean, there's no specific name for it, but you would almost automate and monopolize this specific target niche audience on these social platforms. And you do this through agencies with huge budgets, where you'd almost become an industry plant, right? You would have this ambition, let's say. So let's say you would like to be very successful and very well known for wealth creation, right? So instead of just posting your Instagram reels on one channel, you wouldn't have this specific Instagram page that's just dependent to you and like on your own name. You can have like 10, 20, 30 that are almost like fan pages, and they can still be ran by you and your agency, right? This is something we talked about not too long ago. And when you have loads of different accounts spam posting videos of you, and they're well edited, well performed, and this will usually be done by some form of agency, then these videos would likely go viral, right?
Yeah.
One of them out on every page, every once in a while, would go viral, and they would add up. And then you'd have actual other fan accounts that maybe aren't run by the agencies, and they'll just add up and add up and add up. And at the moment, I think there's over 6,500 different YouTube channels just for shorts, just on YouTube for example, I Show Speed, right? That's what he did. And over half of them are run by just one specific agency. And that's how these names become so viral. And then once you have these large amounts of viewers and audience, and they all know your name, then you make this one specific verified account, and you basically funnel it all into that one account.
Yeah.
That's how all these huge names suddenly come out and everyone knows about them.
Absolutely. That is what Iman Gadzi, Luke Bamor, Andrew Tate, and all of those people did. And that is how all of them became popular.
Right.
And that is what Kai, that streamer does. And that's one of the key things to do, because if you can take over a specific platform, or even multiple ones, and you can create so many good videos that people just can't compete with that, then you are going to take over.
You're always going to be doing better if you have 30 Instagram accounts posting 5 videos a day from a whole agency, in comparison to one Instagram page posting 2 to 3 videos a day.
5 videos a day on each account might be too much, but one video a day is
and you multiply
great.
it by the amount of accounts, right? So you can have 500 accounts and it'll still work.
And you want to make sure that the accounts are not spam accounts, that Instagram isn't going to ban the person because they are because someone created 50 different profiles. You want to make sure that these things doesn't happen, because then it can backfire on the person, which we don't want.
To change the topic a little bit, because this is a very interesting thing, but it's also very hard to achieve, right? And
Yeah.
you're going to require a lot of money. You would have to be an industry plant, right? And this is somebody that's almost had a huge investment into his promotion and increase in reach and awareness. It's something that's not very easy to achieve. To change the topic, though, you know, a lot of people have talked to me about, we already talked about confidence, but a lot of people talk to me about how you can actually just overall increase your appearance and the way that you present yourself, the way you look. And obviously going to the gym and stuff like that is very valuable. But I also want to stress the importance of the way your hair and teeth look, something that's very easy to change. But if you can actually have your teeth whitened very often and make sure that you brush your teeth very often, or have gum with you 24/7 and have a hair that genuinely fits your face and the way that it looks, that's something that's super important. Absolutely. Because and this is connected well with entrepreneurship and being able to be successful at a young age, because the way you look will always have some form of impact on your success when meeting other people, when networking, etc.
Yeah, my mind is kind of full with thoughts, and I'm tired as well. We are going to have a second podcast in like 20 or like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we should get ready for that.
Yeah.
And would you like to do like the outro here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thank every lady and gentleman that have spent their time watching this. This is our first attempt at this, and I think it turned out very, 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 very well. Most importantly, though, this is going to go a very long way, right? So this is just us starting out. This is us talking to each other a little bit. It's also kind of a practice. But from here on out, we're going to start meeting very successful entrepreneurs. We're going to be bringing out a lot of sauce, a lot of value, and we're doing it together, right? That's something that's very important for us. And the more we do it together, the better we get at it, and the better the videos will be. And I promise you, not too long from now, you're going to be watching a video with somebody that you definitely know, and you're going to be enjoying it in this amazing studio somewhere very high up, and you're going to love it. So subscribe and give us that chance to show you what we're all about. Anyway, I thank you very much. It was amazing to talk to you.
Absolutely.
And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.
Next time.